So now to show you how to create the portfolio. Remember that we need to have JPEG files already. So as far as the portfolio, this is one that I have as an example. You can use this if you want to. You can create your own if you want to. This is just a go by if you wanted to use this one. It looks good. I think it looks nice and clean. Not too many colors, not too many, not overbearing. So don't forget to start updating your information here. Put your name. You can leave it as portfolio. It's understood. The mobile number, I would put your personal mobile number. And always, always, always put your email address. Now make sure you put an email address that you are checking, not periodically, but often, if not at least daily, several times a day. So make sure you put an email in here that you check very often, because if somebody wants to get a hold of you, they're going to either call you, or nowadays it's usually emails. And they're sorted by categories. So in this case, this is an inventor category, AutoCAD category. Okay. So these are done for you. They're here, but of course it's not your work. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go to that slide, and on that slide, you notice this is just an image. It's an image that's placed on a slide. The slide has been sized for an 8.5 by 11 sheet, which is a typical letter size sheet, so that you can send this electronically or you can print it on regular paper. And of course, it's scaled down in case these sheets are not originally an A size, or they're B or D size or something. They'll be scaled down accordingly. So I'm going to take off the image from here. So I'm just going to select it to the right. You can right click and delete the image. Actually, that option is not even there. So I'm going to have to select it, drag it, and once it's highlighted, I'm just going to hit the delete key. So you notice the image is gone from this one slide, and that's where you can start putting in yours. So from in here, you go to insert, and you're going to insert a picture. And again, this is done on PowerPoint. And here we go again, as far as where did I save those files. You need to make sure you remember where you save the files. I've been placing it under documents in my place in particular. Since I've only done the roof framing at this point, that's the JPEG file I'm looking for. So again, notice it's only going to find that file. Under that folder, I have several files. I have several of them already that I'm using. But the only one that it can use right now is in the right format is that roof framing. So all these other files don't even show up here because it doesn't know how to use those files. That's what I'm saying. It has to be specifically a JPEG file. So there it is. Insert. Okay. So the software does a pretty good job of actually stretching it and sizing it to fit the sheet, the slide, I'm sorry. Okay. So there it is. Now, what I would do, since this came from a B size, you're going to have some left over here. Don't change the slide size. Everything's fine. I also would not stretch it. I wouldn't do this because you're going to stretch the image, and it might not look too good. It might be okay. I think I'd rather just kind of move the image down like this. So that way, if and when you bind this with a binding um, strip so that you can actually put it together like a little book, it doesn't go over the image. But if you want to stretch it, I guess that's fine. I wouldn't do it too much or it'll start looking weird. So you just want to maybe stretch it here and there. I'll leave this up to you. Again, it's not going to be to scale because it's not the right size, because this is an A size slide. And if you're coming from a B size or even a D size sheet, it's not going to be to scale. So as long as it doesn't look weird, I just wouldn't stretch it anything real weird or leave it something like this either. That doesn't look right. So again, just if you leave it the right size, the size that it comes in, that should be good. If you wanted to stretch it, that's now your preference again. This is your portfolio. Of course, I did put this one in the wrong category. I just want to show you in this video. But I really should have done that under the Revit category, because this is a Revit architecture drawing that I just put in. But nonetheless, I just wanted to show you because it's really the same process in any one of these categories. Now, if you didn't do inventory, you did SolidWorks, you might have to change that. If there's other softwares you can add. Again, this is just a simple portfolio that you can use now and in the future. You can update it later. I would update my exhibits with better work as you progress with more work and more intricate work and more nicer work. But nonetheless, this will at least get you going with a portfolio for the class as a requirement. And as job interviews come